Your first paycheck hits. $3,100 after taxes. You stare at it longer than you probably should. And for about 30 seconds, you genuinely feel like you've made it. Then rent comes out. Car payment, electric bill, groceries, that one subscription you keep forgetting to cancel. Another one you definitely forgot. By the 26th of the month, you've got $190 in checking, and this low-key gnawing feeling that something isn't adding up. You can't put your finger on it yet. The numbers just don't feel right. So you do what most people do. You figure the answer is more money. Make more, keep more. Seems logical. Here's the thing nobody tells you. The person who bleeds money at $54,000 a year almost always bleeds money at $95,000 a year too. Same habits, just bigger numbers. Same slow leak, bigger bucket. It's not an income problem. It's a structure problem. And school never touched it. Not once. Your first job showed you how to clock in and get paid. Nobody showed you what to do after that. You're 24. Net worth sitting at basically zero. But something is about to shift. It's a random Sunday afternoon. You're on your couch, phone in hand, doing that thing where you go down a financial rabbit hole you weren't planning on. You find a compound interest calculator. You type in $1,100 a month, 7% real return, starting at 26, running to 45. The number that comes back is $531,000. You read it twice. You mess with the inputs. What if you started sooner? What if you saved a little more? You run it again. Then you find this whole community online. Regular people, nurses, accountants, teachers, software engineers, who walked away from their jobs in their early 40s. Not because their parents were loaded. Not because they got lucky on a startup. They just made one call early and kept making it for about 2 decades. You make the call that Sunday. And look, this is important. It's not a goal. A goal is something you want someday. This is a decision. It's already made. You open a Roth IRA that same night. Put $250 in. That's your first dollar working for you instead of disappearing on something you won't remember buying. Then you go through your accounts. Cancel the gym you drive past but never actually stop at. Kill 2 streaming services. You start cooking at home most nights instead of picking up food on the way back from work. Every dollar you find, you move it over. Your friends think you've gotten a little weird about money. You stop trying to explain yourself. You set the transfer to automatic. First of the month, every month, straight into index funds. Done. You don't have to think about it anymore. Savings rate hits 23%. Net worth crosses $41,000. You're not doing backflips about it, but something feels different. Like a floor got put under you that wasn't there before. You switch jobs at 28. $88,000 a year. First thing you do? Absolutely nothing. Here's where it gets interesting. Because most people treat a raise like it came with a permission slip. New apartment in a better part of town, newer car, dinner out Thursday through Sunday instead of just Saturday. The income goes up, and the savings rate somehow stays exactly the same. Your rent went up $175 at renewal. That's the only thing that changed. Savings rate climbed from 23% to 35%. You picked up a freelance thing in the evenings, nothing glamorous, averaging around $600 a month, every dollar of it invested. 3 index funds. Total US market, total international, a small slice of bonds. That's it. You don't day trade. You don't chase what's on the front page of Reddit. Same 3 funds, same date every month, automated. You genuinely barely think about it. The gap between you and people you grew up with is starting to form, but nobody can see it. You're driving a regular car, living in a normal apartment. The difference only shows up on one screen, and you're the only one looking at it. You're 30. Net worth $182,000. Compounding every single month, whether you show up anywhere or not. That number is about to become the quiet backbone of everything for the next 15 years. Then, the market falls apart. Down 33% over about 10 months. Your portfolio drops from $355,000 to $238,000. Over $100,000 gone on paper. You watch it fall every single week for almost a year. A guy on your team cashes out in the middle of it, says he physically cannot keep watching the number go down. You get it. It genuinely hurts in a way that's hard to describe until you've been through it. You don't sell one share, not one. Because you've read enough to know what a crash actually is when you're 30 years old, with decades still ahead of you. A crash is a sale. Same funds, lower prices. Every dollar buys more. You keep buying. Automated. Every month. Straight through the worst of it. About 18 months later, the market comes back. Your portfolio doesn't just recover, it passes where it was before. Net worth $428,000. Your coworker who sold? He's spending the next 4 or 5 years just getting back to even. You came out of the crash further ahead than when it started. Think about that for a second. The median net worth for American households aged 35 to 44 is around $135,000. Yours is $428,000. You're 33. Staying put during a crash is worth more than any investing strategy you can dream up when things are going well. You didn't read that in a book. You lived it. You write the number down again. Same target, same age. Fold the paper, wallet, done. It's a Tuesday afternoon and the meeting went 40 minutes over when it was already scheduled to run too long. You've stopped listening. You're doing math in your head. $840,000 at 7% real return kicks off about $59,000 a year on its own. You made $151,000 last year. You live on $52,000. Your money is almost carrying your whole life without you touching any of the principal. At current pace, current returns, you cross $1.5 million somewhere around 44 or 45. 4, maybe 5 years out. You write it on a piece of paper. $1,500,000. Age 45. You fold it and put it in your wallet. You've been carrying some version of this paper for 6 years now. The meeting ends. You go back to your desk. You keep showing up. But it's different now. You're not here because you have to be. You're here to finish. There's a real difference between those two things, even if nobody around you can tell. Then comes the year that didn't show up anywhere on the spreadsheet. Your mom gets a health scare in February. Serious enough to change everything for a few months. You fly home 5 times that year. You take 3 weeks off work. You sit in hospital waiting rooms and sort through insurance paperwork she can make sense of on her own. You write a check for $13,000 to cover what the insurance didn't. You're the only person in your family who can do that without it turning into a full crisis. In September, your company announces a reorg. Your whole team gets restructured. You spend 2 months quietly interviewing while acting like everything's totally fine. You land something. Better role, honestly. In November, a relationship ends. One that felt like it was actually going somewhere. Partly the weight of the year. Partly the fact that you realized you and this person wanted very different things from the future. You don't hit your savings target. You put in maybe 55% of what you planned. Your portfolio still grows. Markets don't care about your year. It crosses $1,080,000. Timeline slips a little. Probably 45 now, maybe 46. You sit with that for a few days. And then you decide. The date was always a rough estimate anyway. What's at the end of it is real. That part doesn't slip. Your mom is doing better. Better looks different than it used to. You're glad you were able to be there. You're glad the money meant you could show up without it costing you everything else at the same time. The spreadsheet models your returns. It doesn't model your mom. It doesn't model the waiting rooms or what it meant to hand someone a check and not hesitate. Net worth, $1,080,000. A couple years behind the original plan. Still on the path. Still going. Life didn't break the plan. You adjusted the plan and kept moving. Honestly, that's the whole skill right there. It's a Friday morning. Nothing special about Fridays. Not anymore. You get dressed one last time for this version of your life. Take the same route you've taken a few thousand times. Sit at your desk. Answer a couple emails. You're present at this desk for the last time, and you're the only one who knows it. You walk into your manager's office and close the door behind you. You slide the envelope across. End of the month, you say. She looks like she might try to talk you out of it. She doesn't. You pack a small box. Say goodbye to the people who actually mattered. Walk to the parking lot at 10:30 on a Friday morning. You sit in your car for a little while. No calls, no meetings, no alarm set for tomorrow. Nothing pending. $1.5 million at 3.5% is $52,500 a year. You've been living on $52,000. Health insurance, property tax, groceries, flights home to see your mom whenever you need to. The math works. Not on paper, honestly. You ran it that way on purpose. You start the car, drive home slow. There's no place you have to be after this one. You're home before 11 on a Friday morning. You take the folded paper out of your wallet and open it for the last time. $1,500,000. Age 45. 4 years later than you originally planned. One market crash. One job that disappeared overnight. One hard year with your family. One relationship that didn't make it. And still, you did it. The first morning without an alarm, you wake up and feel guilty. Like you forgot something. Like you missed a meeting. You didn't. That feeling fades. The income stopped. The portfolio is the only engine now. Market dips feel different when there's no paycheck behind them. You've got a 2-year cash buffer built for exactly that reason. Some years it just sits there. That's fine. That's the point. The weeks start to look different. You read in the mornings. You cook actual meals. You drive to your mom's twice a month now. You go somewhere and stay for 3 weeks because you genuinely can. You take a woodworking class on Thursday afternoons because Thursdays are yours now. You're not rich the way TV shows it. No driver, no chef. Your car's got 95,000 miles on it, and you're in no hurry to replace it. What you have is something harder to buy than any of that. Days that belong to you. Time that isn't on someone else's calendar. The ability to be in the right place when it actually counts. At 24, you traded time for money because that was the deal. At 45, you never have to make that trade the same way again. 21 years. Right call at most of the forks. Lucky where it mattered. That's the whole secret.